Hey everybody, this is Kevin Abbott, Director of Operations and one of the owners of Barrel Amongst Brewing, coming back with another food and beer pairing video. This time we are at Barrel Amongst again. We've featured Cheffery Eats before. We will continue to feature Cheffery Eats on a regular basis because they are our home food truck. They have been serving our customers for years and years now, awarded across the board for some of the best burgers all around. But a lot of people don't realize they don't just make burgers. They have a lot of different things on the menu. They do wings, they do sandwiches, and they do tacos. We actually have a specialized event every week for tacos, but you can find that information out on our website. But what I'm doing here today is I'm featuring their buffalo chicken tacos. These are my personal favorite of the tacos that they have on the menu, my personal favorite of one of the dishes they have on the menu just in general. And we're pairing these buffalo chicken tacos with our West Coast Renaissance. That is a triple IPA. This is a beer that comes out of the brainchild, I should say, of Ralph Renault, our head brewer and our hop aficionado, making some of the best beers in the brewery since he's taken over as a head brewer. And the West Coast Renaissance, I mean, I'm just so thrilled about this. This is a West Coast style IPA, so it doesn't lean into as much of the tropical fruit flavors as all the New England IPAs do these days. This has real bitterness to it, has a nice malt balance, and it's an overabundance of flavors that you get from those traditional West Coast IPAs that made me fall in love with beer in general. And I thought this would work really, really well together with this because IPAs and buffalo chicken, those are, if you type it into your Google machine and you ask what will pair with this, IPA is going to be the one that's spit out all the time. But one thing about Cheffery's food is that it's rich, it's over the top, it's bold flavors. The blue cheese, the buffalo sauce they use, the amount of chicken that goes into this order is insane. So I wanted to do a beer that was a bigger version, a double, a triple IPA that would stand up as far as that richness and that intensity of flavor, which I think is really, really important. It's not that a single IPA couldn't do well with this, but I think for this particular version of buffalo chicken, you got to have some intensity. And I think that you have a lot of other things going on with the bitterness of this beer that is definitely prevalent. Plays off really, really well with the fattiness, the richness of the food. It plays off really well with the saltiness of something like a buffalo chicken and the saltiness of the blue cheese. And there's also some sweetness here. This is a West Coast triple IPA, so it's got real richness and a good amount of malt base to it. It's not a sweet beer by any means. It finishes bitter, but it's got malt sweetness in there. It's a complex beer, and sweetness plays off so well with salt. If you ever had like sea salt on ice cream, just fantastic. So all those flavors I thought would work really, really well in here. And let's get into this, because I haven't tried these two things together. West Coast Renaissance is just brand new to us. It's a specialty beer that was only released in small amounts and batches with cans and some drafts, and it'll only be here for a limited time. So let's see. I can get my hands around this taco. Oh yeah. So one of the things that can happen in a dish like this, because it's so rich, because the sauce is rich, it's fried chicken, it's blue cheese, is that those flavors, the kind of simple flavors of the saltiness and the fattiness, can just overwhelm your palate. You're not getting the nuances from the spice blend that the chicken's marinated in. You're not getting the complexities of the sauce, the subtle earthy flavors from the blue cheese. You're just getting that salt and that fat. This beer does an incredible job of bringing all those things out. The bitterness and also some of the perceived acidity from the citrus kind of fruits that come from a traditional West Coast IPA. Both those things kind of cut the fat and drill down to the bones of the underlying flavors that are just inherent in here that I absolutely love. The buffalo sauce here is not over the top as far as spiciness. There is some spice here. It's not nearly too much for me. I'm one of those people that likes to turn the spice up to 11. Yeah, you really have a nice symbiotic relationship where the bitterness is being cut by the IPA, so you're bringing out some more of that malt sweetness. The saltiness is playing with that sweetness really well, and just really a beautiful pairing. I think I'm getting the subtleties of that blue cheese really well too. And those earthy flavors are coming out, some of those fruity flavors are coming out and complementing the fruity flavors in the IPA. This is a dynamite pairing, guys. We're only gonna have this beer for a short period of time. This is the buffalo chicken. This is on the menu for Cheffery Eats all the time. So you can always walk in here and get it. And also there's other IPAs on our list that would pair pretty well with this, but I think I'd really like to see something this big, this full bodied. If you did this with something like our Neon Skyline or with our Waypoint IPA, it's a solid pairing. It's not going to be terrible, but I think some of these flavors will overwhelm those beers because they're not big enough. This will do really, really well with it. If you're looking for buffalo chicken in general, if you're not going to come to Barrel of Monks, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you're not, and you're going to go to another place, stick with an IPA. It's a really, really good idea. But I also recommend, everyone always talks about bitterness and heat going together, and they can, but you also can realize that sweetness and heat go together really well. That's obvious. Barbecue sauces and things like that have sweet heat. But also the fattiness and the saltiness goes really, really well with some sweetness. So I think even going with something like a bigger, maltier beer, something like a triple could work really, really well for you, especially an American triple that has a little more sweetness to it. So there's a lot of options that you can have. And here at Barrel of Monks, if for whatever reason this beer's not here when you see this, because West Coast Renaissance has run out, I think our triple could do well with this. I actually think that strangely, even though it might not be the most intuitive pairing, I think our double could work really, really well with this because it has malt sweetness, it has a lot of fruit flavors in there, and I think that could do a really good job of complementing some of the flavors on this buffalo chicken. Guys, I really appreciate you sticking with me and continue to follow this video series. I hope that you book around the channel, like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you can see when these videos come up. I'd love to hear what you guys think about some of these pairings if you've had a chance to try them, and just get your feedback on them. And we hope that we'll see you next time. Cheers.